All right. The hunt is on for the killers of the police officer in Rivers State, South Nigeria. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has offered 100 million naira bounty to anyone who gives useful information for the arrest of one Gift David Okpara Okpolowu, otherwise known as Baba, suspected to have led the armed gang that killed a Divisional Police Officer, DPO, Bako Angbashim. The DPO, known for his exploits against criminals, was killed and beheaded by the suspected cultists on Friday. This kind of thing is so rampant now, and the number of policemen that are killed by bandits and these criminals on a daily basis is becoming worrisome. In other crimes, you don't kill the policeman and you want to go scot-free. So the governor has just done something by making the bounty, the ransom, very attractive, so that they can fish out these despicable characters.
Yeah, I'm happy with the step that the governor took. I was actually very sad when I read these reports. Sometimes when some of these things happen, you don't even know how to react to them in terms of putting words together. I mean, I was wondering how they became so emboldened that they've been able to take over a community completely. Because according to what the governor said, the traditional ruler was involved.
Governor
He's now suspended. And when you look at it, like it's always been said, there is no way criminals will abound in a community. I'm not talking of the whole state now, just a community that the locals will not know. And this was the tip-off on which the police worked. Let me commend the governor for his swift reaction. In fact, the statement with which he reacted to it, he personally signed it, showing the seriousness attached to this issue. This should be pursued relentlessly until something is done, until all those people are brought in, to show that the state will not allow non-state actors like this to get away with such serious crime. A whole DPO is superintendent of police. You can imagine how much Nigeria has invested in this man. And, for him to have been singled out in that state as one of the finest officers will take a lot, because there are so many DPOs in that state.
Yes.
So many of them.
I think for some time, this was the one that
has been singled. Yes.
So
meaning that they must actually have been looking out for him. That this is the man who is not allowing us to have a field day. Yeah, freely. So I think the governor and all the security agencies must work towards getting these people, hunting them down. And it won't just be enough for us to hear that they've been arrested. We want to seek justice. That's if they are arrested alive.
Rivers State is now unfortunately going back to what it used to be. We used to know Rivers State for violence, for cultism and everything. Right now, killing of a police DPO.
It has never stopped being like that. It's just that these things were, downplayed, because some parts of Rivers State, this violence has been there. Gang warfare,
cultism.
Some places, then political killings. Look at every election. When you talk about casualties during the election, Rivers State comes stops. So the violence has remained. And the sad thing is that these characters move about, they set up camps here and there. Again, back to non-state actors, being able to boldly, confidently challenge the states, which ought to have the monopoly of violence, and get away with it. Within, before you know what's happening, people will start talking of giving amnesty to such people, to such criminals who ought to face justice. You see, so what I would just like to say is that this matter should be treated as terrorism. It should not just be about, oh, cultists, because you hear cultists, attacked the DPO. No, these people are terrorists. To have gone to that extent of what they did to the man's body, after killing the man, did all those things. No, this is not just, this should be treated with every sense of security and every sense of seriousness. And I'm happy that the Inspector General of Police has said they will deal with it. They should dispatch a special squad to not just get the killers of this man, but to clean up all those camps, to wipe out all those camps, clear all these camps, wherever they may be. And the state politicians too, who are patrons of these violent characters, should be identified and dealt with. We should not just talk about those perpetrating the crime. What about those sponsoring them, giving them money to buy arms, giving them money, telling them to go and attack people? Why should these things be allowed to be? The heavy arm of the law must come down on them.
All right, I have Shuaibu on the line, our first caller from Mina in Niger State. Thank you for calling us. Yes, go ahead, please.
Actually, I don't want to make comment in regards to the topic we are discussing. I just want to use this opportunity to thank the present administration under the leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the policy he's implementing. In fact, he's getting it right. I also want to enjoin him to, they have virtually touched every aspect of the agency in federal government. He has only forgotten to,
go ahead, please, Shaibu.
Military pension board situated in Duse Alaji, one village situated there. So they are supposed to be overhauled. They are long overdue. Supposed to check that place and then make, overhauling them. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Shaibu. Babajide, now, what is happening in Rivers State? And the governor has said, look, this is urgent and this is serious, with 100 million naira bounty put on the perpetrator of this.
It's particularly painful because this gallant officer was a big thorn in the flesh of criminals, kidnappers in that state. Ahoda West is notorious for kidnapping of people, including commuters. It's not just cultists. They are reputed, and they are ill-reputed. The area is ill-reputed for the kidnapping of people. So he had led his men to bust those guys in their camps. It was on his way back that they were ambushed and he was injured. The police team ran out of ammunition and they had to retreat. But their boss was shot, injured. They radioed the army for assistance. But clearly the visibility was very poor and it didn't help the army to advance and probably rescue the injured police officer. And to make matters worse, these fellows decapitated the police officer after having shot him. I recall that on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve some years back, this sort of thing happened. They even beheaded some churchgoers and paraded their heads. But the leader of that gang that paraded the heads of people that they had beheaded on New Year's Eve was eventually exterminated. The importance of having a strong governor is that a strong governor will be decisive, will make his intention clear. Because at that time, when that guy took that decision, I remember that Wike, the governor, came out and said whatever it takes, the fellows who carried out this attack and beheaded innocent churchgoers must be fetched out. And that was what happened. The leader, the army took out the leader of that gang, and some of his boys were also exterminated. So I am confident that those who killed the DPO Bako, they are going to pay for this. And you know, because Rivers State is very rich in oil and other resources, criminals have literally laid ambush on the state. In different parts of the state, some difficult to access, they are operating, making money, and while terrorizing innocent Nigerians. So efforts must be made. I know that once you kill a policeman, no matter how long it takes, you are going to pay with your life. I know that. We've seen people slaughter policemen at the airport in Lagos many years back. Those policemen were escorting, I think, what's it called? This vehicle that they used to convey money, bullion van. And they shot and killed all of them who were in their station wagon 504. But in the end, the police arrested all of them, all of those who participated in that robbery and the killing of those policemen. So when you kill a policeman, especially someone of the stature of a DPO, of course you are going to pay with your life. It may take a while, but they will get those boys and they will really teach them an exemplary lesson.
Cultism now is something that is rampant. It used to be in our institution before now, and everything. Right now, you hear of organizer belonging to a cult group.
Is it just organizers? What about 12-year-olds, 14?
You know,
some of them
primary school.
Primary school. All over Mushin, Fadeyi, you know.
Some of them were paraded by the police here in Lagos, young boys. It's like we will say, in this part of the world, what is so Ibaje Diayo? They have made something that you should be ashamed of. They have turned it into a thing of joy. You know, things that we never grew up with. I mean, the farthest you would have had then, which is even an open thing, is that you would have heard of the Rosicrucian order in our own days. But now, even in schools, openly, people are parading themselves to belong to the cult and threatening others. I think it's a shame. Yeah, Rivers can get better. And I think, but for this, you know, because we can't single out this event to say it's security situation is really getting worse. But for some of these once-in-a-while events, I think we should give it to Rivers State. It's much better.
All right. We'll be right back after this breather. It's still Journalist Hangout on Sunday.